Okay, and we are live. Actually, I have Xavier with me today.
Hello.
So before we get started, today's topic is actually about WordPress versus Shopify. And Xavier has actually built a business with Shopify before, selling products and getting a lot of income from that business. Okay, so I'll let him share a little bit more about himself, and hopefully you get some insights today about Shopify versus WordPress. And we hope that, I think at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is really help you weigh in. And he shared quite a bit of, I think for those of you who might have already asked me this question before, this is another view from Xavier himself, who has used Shopify a lot, and he has built a business many years ago, before even, I think, I would say before Shopify, actually Shopify became trending about 2013. Do you start about that time?
No, I actually started later. I started 2016.
Okay.
2016, right? Yeah. So you got even more popular back then.
I'm Charmaine, and founder of Sky Teacher Agency, and I have Xavier with me as a guest today to share his thoughts about WordPress,
Right.
Shopify. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Xavier, what do you think of WordPress and
Shopify?
Shopify?
Okay, I think the first thing you want to do is that you should, whatever industry you are in, right? If you know who your competitors are, just go to their website and then put it into what'smycms.com. You know, there's some website, you probably have a better one, right? Just plug in their website and check out what kind of content management system that they are using, right? So usually you either find WordPress, Shopify, or Magento, right? And I think WordPress is one of the main ones, right, that there's going around today, right? And why is it going around so much is because WordPress is actually older than Shopify, right? Shopify is 10 years old today, but WordPress, I believe, is more like 15 or 20. Okay, when we talk about WordPress, there is two different companies, you know, there's WordPress.com and WordPress.org. Okay, so I think the one we are talking about is actually WordPress.org, not the .com, because .com is actually for a for-profit company, right? But I believe the one that you are using is, you download some kind of theme and then you upload yourself. That one is .org. It's actually free. So everything you get there is free. But then why do you still pay, right? Because you're actually paying for the server services at the back, right? Right. So you have to set up everything yourself. So if you compare WordPress to Shopify, WordPress is usually for content creation, right? More for writing articles, writing words, right? Explaining out something for people to read. So a lot of those news sites, the newer ones, right? Those not so popular ones are actually on WordPress. Not so much for commerce. I know the people say, oh, WordPress, actually also can do commerce. So I got a WooCommerce plugin. Yes, actually all platform also can do commerce, right? It's just how good they are at doing it.
The platform?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a few things like about like paid, and Shopify apps are always paid. I mean, like, yes, similar to Wix actually. So their platforms are always paid. Like the modules that you can get free on WordPress actually is paid on, say for example, MailChimp integration. Okay, MailChimp is paid on Wix and is paid on Shopify, if I'm not wrong. Is it paid on Shopify? Yeah.
No, actually it's free.
It's also free on Shopify. Okay, but it's
free on Shopify.
Paid on it's a paid module on Wix.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a paid module on Wix. So you have to pay, like, it's not much. It's less than $5 per month. But it does add up. You see, it does add up. So a lot of times, like our clients, when they want to do Shopify, right? So their mindset is always like, hey, it should only be $29.90 per month. Then like,
why am I paying more?
Yeah, why am I paying more for this and that? And then it adds up to like $100 a month. Yeah, so basically that's their logic lah. But I like it when you mention something along the line where when developers are paid to build the apps, they update the apps.
Yes.
They actually update the apps. So I think that's a very important point for a lot of clients, because actually it's true. Sometimes WordPress, we always tell our clients that sometimes if something doesn't work, we need to go in and fix it.
And they have to pay you anyway.
Yeah, correct.
So you actually end up paying less to a developer on Shopify and Wix, Like, I think sometimes you say, oh, oh no, I pay, $5 per month for MailChimp, right? And a lot of people, I don't know, I have the feeling that some people will be like, hey, then like that, I'm going to use Shopify or WordPress because it's free. Why would I pay $5 on Wix? Right? And I will suspect, okay, even though I don't know how your integration works on Wix, but from what I know, I'm sure they're not just charging because they think they can, I'm sure they're doing something extra. Like, for example, they are integrating the whole platform to be usable on Wix instead of having to log in to MailChimp separately. And then they allow you a lot of integration on Wix to use MailChimp, and they probably give you a bit of extra privileges as well. So you are paying for something, right? There are people
like they are servicing you for something.
Yes. So it's not always a bad thing that you are ending up paying for Wix. And I can understand why Wix charges, because Wix is supposed to be an all-in-one simple platform, which might lack some capabilities, but you want to be able to do everything, especially for a guy who does not intend to have to build their technical competencies, right?
It's something simple. You don't have to lay out so much. Like, you don't have to lay out like 3, 4, 5K for your business website lah.
Yes.
And you can start on your own. You can design on your own. You can integrate all these things on your own. But I think one of the concerns that a lot of our clients have with Shopify is that, let's say one day they want to grow to certain capabilities of their e-commerce store.
Right.
Is there maybe top 2 things that they should just be aware of? I wouldn't say mindful, because it's still a very affordable way to get started, right? I always think that to business owners, number one, the mindset should not be looking at websites as an expense. It's an investment to get more money in. So if you want to put in $5 and get like $500 out, that, I mean,
no, that's not how it works.
More effort on your end also lah, right? So if you put in more things in, you can definitely expect more things out. So I think that is the first question that a lot of people have. Let's say, is there anything that I should know, since you are very familiar with Shopify, and you have built a business with Shopify, selling products on Shopify as well? Maybe is there 1 to 2 things that they should kind of take note of? Whether is it SEO? I think a lot of my clients will struggle with SEO lah.
Okay.
Shopify websites, but maybe from your perspective, what are some things that they might just need to know, but it's not a bad thing?
Okay.
At the end of the day, customizing a website still costs, like, I mean, for us, like, customizing an e-commerce website costs like 15, 20, 25, 30K. It takes months, including testing.
Okay, so I think the first thing that they are concerned with usually is the cost lah, right? Wow, how much am I paying, right? So you see, as their revenue starts to go up, right? I believe that, okay, there's actually this plan called the Shopify Plus. There's 3, right? There's basic, there's basic, or the even more basic, and then there's a normal, and then there's an advanced, right? So once you start selling more than 50K per month, right? You actually want to sign up for this plan called the Shopify Plus. It's not there. It's an enterprise program.
The percentage lesser, right? They charge you percentage-wise.
Yes, the percentage actually lesser, right? And it's a fixed price or something like that with a low percentage. So cost is going to be managed, right? So I think some people may think, why don't I try to save on my cost, right? And shift to Magento or Wix or WordPress. Based on my experience, it only gets worse. Right? Because as your business gets bigger, there's also more things that you have to manage, right? So the extra amount that they are charging you is what I call actually a discounted rate already. Because they are actually providing the service to like 100 shops like you, right?
Yes.
So if you try to build your own, you will never be as good as what I call a shared service, like Uber, Think about Shopify as an Uber for websites. Right? So based on our experience, it actually ends up cheaper than trying to move to somewhere else. It's not that expensive, it's only going to be a few $100 per month. But if you end up maintaining your own website and hiring a guy, in Singapore, that is 4,000 programming, right? Or you hire, then the whole new host or problem starts coming up, okay? Yeah. So that is the problem with cost, right? So it goes up, but we think that it's an inevitable cost and it's not that expensive. If you try to look at the alternatives, you'll realize that.
Let me share my screen to what you're talking about so that it helps everyone.
So it's not here, it's another one,
Not this?
Not this. Not this tree.
Not this tree.
There's another one called Shopify Plus. Special one.
So you're saying that if you're paying this $299 per month,
means that you're still not selling 50,000. So that's why they look at this, they think this is the end, right? Actually, there's an enterprise plan. This is not the end.
Okay, so roughly how much is the other one, the Shopify Plus?
I think it's 599 if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
599 with even lower percentage. Okay,
Right.
and that said, you see, once you hit that kind of numbers, you can negotiate one, you know. When I say negotiate, it doesn't just mean negotiate with Shopify. You can negotiate with PayPal also.
Right.
You can negotiate with Stripe also.
Okay.
Provided that your refund rates are not high, your customers are happy, right?
Yeah.
Both Stripe and PayPal will be fighting for your business. If you're doing a 50 to 100K per month, then you will say, hey, you know, the other guy giving me 2.7%, then you say, I can give you 2.4%, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. But this is what Xavier is saying. So basically, you work out the cost on how much you are paying in terms of the rates. And sometimes you have to consider the more expensive plans when you're making more money because it helps you to earn more. Right?
Yeah, it does.
It's not that you pay more and then more functions are given to you and you end up earning less. When you pay more, you actually end up earning more due to the lesser percentage of all these charges, and you can also go over to Stripe or PayPal to negotiate. I mean, from my understanding, Stripe is still the cheapest in terms of percentage. So you can go to Stripe and negotiate as well.
Can. The next thing is, I think the other thing is that they are concerned, hey, now I have a small store, right? What if I'm doing $20 million a year, $50 million a year? Am I still going to continue using Shopify, right? Are they going to steal my data? Is it safe there? I think the answer is yes, right? So the guys that I'm actually following, right, they're actually doing 10 million.
They steal your data?
No, they don't. This is the people scared but this is not. It's not actually happening you know what I mean? But people scared. I put all my stuff on Shopify. I don't own it because normally when people talk about WordPress, I own it. It's on my server. You see? Right. But Shopify is not on my server. It's on another person's server. Then it's not my thing. They have the idea know. So no, it's very safe, right? I mean, I know guys who do 10 million, 20 million. There's actually this company called Boom by Cindy Joseph. Right, so it's by this guy called Ezra Firestone. So yeah, he's doing 20 million, 30 million a year, and he's on Shopify. So so far, even though there's been a concern, right, I don't think anything bad has happened so far, right? So
there's easy ways to export your membership details, customer details, right?
I'm not sure about that. We never tried. Yeah. Customer details, yes, we can extract that. So no problem.
Your purchase history, you can export it.
Yes, you can export it if you want, right?
Your product CSV or everything.
Yes, everything you can export, no problem.
Yeah. The only thing you can't export easily is your design and your.
Yes, because that one is specific to Shopify framework,
Yeah, so they don't allow you to kind of do that backup, which we can.
You can back up on Shopify itself You cannot move to Wix or
WordPress. So you easily for you to change and update your design team within Shopify, but not so easy to kind of
but I think you got to understand that they are not trying to protect their platform. It's not an intention. It's the same. You go to Wix, you also cannot import to Shopify. You go to WordPress, also cannot import because the code is written very differently. You can't just do and match. They didn't try to protect anything. It's just a technical problem that everybody has
Yeah, it's just how they write it
Yeah.
They write it, but more of the mapping of database that
Yes.
PHP to Laravel, so long as you're using SQL. Yes. Okay, good. So price plans number one, and
SEO, haven't said it.
Yeah, SEO, correct.
Okay.
What about SEO?
From our experience, SEO on Shopify is really not great. It's not great, right? You still have to be on WordPress for your content that you post. So what we are seeing people do right now is that, you see, WordPress versus Shopify, why must you only pick one? Right? You see, we talk about it as if we only have a choice of one. But what some people are really doing is that the main site is WordPress. Because when you go to a site, normally you're not always there to buy. I mean, at least the one I saw, you're there to read, right? So the main site is actually WordPress. But the moment you want to buy, the user doesn't know it, but we as the website designer, we know it. You design your Shopify to look like WordPress, right? So when you are reading, right, it looks like WordPress, and when you click, it goes to Shopify when they buy. So that's how some people are doing it, so that they don't post their content on Shopify. I know Shopify has a blog. I know you can put your content there.
Okay, so that's your suggestion to design the website to be the same.
CNAME they call it the CNAME the CNAME and then the domain you behind have to go do.
They point the
yes
of
the. To the user, he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know that it looks different, right? I mean, you can see maybe the design is a little bit different, right? But you wouldn't put much thought into it. Then when you click, then you say click on home. go and read an article. Then it goes back to the WordPress. So to the user, he doesn't know lah. But as the website designer, you know that you actually have two separate ones. When you want to buy something, you lead them to the Shopify site. And then when you want to read content, you put on the main site.
Understand.
So you probably can do that.
That's a recommendation.
If you want to do SEO lah, but I mean, I don't know how many people would be interested.
You're more of an advertising person now. You feel that?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't do that, but we've done that before lah.
Yeah.
Right. So if they are really serious about SEO, that's something they consider. Why must you have? You know, technology nowadays is very flexible. It's not I choose Shopify, I cannot have WordPress, right? It's about the user experience. Right? To them, they don't know, right? So you put this on WordPress, you put your content on WordPress, and you can link your video to YouTube. Why must you host your video on your WordPress? No need. Link to YouTube. You know, nowadays like that, right? Link everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So this conversation is not really a versus, you know. It's not like, oh, I choose one, I don't have another one. No, it's more of how you can use each component to form your shopfront.
Yeah.
Shopify also can nowadays link to what? Carousel, is it? Or Amazon?
Quite a lot of integrations.
Exactly. So being on Shopify doesn't mean you can't be on Amazon, right? It's not a versus question, you know.
Yeah.
It is
you're talking about the FBA thing, or you're talking about the product?
It can actually help you to list on eBay, if I'm not wrong.
There are quite a number of integrations.
So, yes. So I think at the end of this, if you're really going to go online, you end up using WordPress, you end up using Shopify as well, you end up using eBay, Amazon, you know, it all comes in, right? So Shopify is a centerpiece for e-commerce.
Yeah. Okay, and I think just to add on, like a lot of times, one of the things that we tell all our clients is to understand that if you have a product to sell, marketplaces like eBay, even Amazon, Carousel, they have people who are ready to buy. They go to that platform to buy. Whereas you set up your own website, you have to find your own customers. So sometimes SEO is not a low-lying fruit, I always call it. It's not a low-lying fruit. It takes 6 months to show some results for new websites because they they give a bit of favoritism towards new websites. But if let's say you set it up, so you did nothing about SEO, then now you want to start doing your SEO, it's also going to take a long time, 6 to 9 months, 12 months. So driving traffic is definitely something that I agree with as well. Even whether you have a very good product, very good service, you always say it's word of mouth, but I still recommend for you to drive traffic. But I think another thing that is a very good point shared by Xavier is that you can consider redirecting your shop to Shopify, but yet still have your front page, your business, about your blog on WordPress framework, because somehow the structure of the framework and the plugins there allow you to rank your website slightly easier than Shopify.
Yes. Okay.
I think we have gotten some balance here or comparison points. Any last words before we end the video?
I think you have to. I think for those guys that are watching here, this information it expires very quickly. Right? Whatever we are sharing with you now, you look back 1 year later, you'll be surprised. Hey, why is Charmaine sharing this kind of stuff? Because so guys, please take note that the information is this kind of thing are changed very fast. So come back and watch her channel. Keep yourself updated. Okay, this kind of information is not permanent. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit more, because one day Shopify might just, have an investor so big that they wanted to look into their SEO structure on their website.
Yeah, who knows, right? And
they might just be able to do SEO as well as
and there might be something new, right? So guys, if you guys are not into digital marketing field, you all will not be updated on. So come back here again. Maybe there's something else that's important. Maybe the whole way the website is being designed, we're going to change, right? So nowadays people do that, the WordPress and Shopify put together. That's already a few years old. Then there will be another new structure. You cannot guess one. So come back to this channel, and watch again and see what she has to say about building a website. Maybe there's something else you need to pay attention to.
Thank you so much for the shout out. Okay, so this is actually our second video today. The first video is actually on our YouTube channel. If you're interested to find out more about what Xavier has to say about TikTok marketing, I'm going to link in the description as well as the comment section. Take a look at the YouTube video link, and you can watch that video. It's about an hour long. I think he was just sharing his perspective, and he was also sharing with me to start creating content consistently on TikTok. And there are many other things that he shared. So his point of view and basically his experience with TikTok. So for some of you out there who have been asking me about TikTok, I remember when I did a live video, someone asked me about TikTok. Okay, so now Xavier has shared his point of view. So do go and watch that video, and I hope that you enjoy the video. So thank you so much for watching this video, and we hope to see you again. I believe we'll have many more conversations with Xavier. So
Right.
do stay tuned and do come back.
Thank you, Charmaine. See you guys.
Bye.